Welcome to Old School Vegan.
We're going to prepare sustainable plant-based meals the old school way.
We're going to take you back to the day when diet was relied upon for health and healing.
Using fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, and clean water.
We will prepare foods using organic whole ingredients that are locally sourced and in season. Meals are prepared from scratch using preparation methods such as soaking, sprouting, and fermenting for optimal nutrition, digestion, and assimilation.
With over 30 years of experience preparing raw and cooked plant-based meals, we will demonstrate the proper way of making meals that are tasty and balanced,
saving you time and energy and sparking creativity and confidence. Discover how simple and delicious it is to make vegan meals a staple in your lifestyle. One of my favorite vegetables, especially for this time of year, are root vegetables. So here I have a rutabaga. Most people are familiar with the parsnip, but don't use it that often. And then we have a turnip, which most of us know. And again, we just don't use these vegetables that much. But they are really good to use because they are less sweet than a sweet potato or a white potato, and they have an abundance of nutrients in them. And then, does anyone know what this is? This is a celery root. So it looks pretty dirty and ugly, but actually it is quite tasty. And what I like to do is combine all of these in a soup, and it will give you a variety of textures and flavors, and it's very hearty, very delicious. So always with a plant-based diet, we're always thinking about nutrition. Nutrition first. So that will help you to decide what vegetables, what ingredients you want to use. Then also, it has to be tasty, right? So those are our root vegetables. Again, celeriac, celery root, a turnip, and a rutabaga. Another vegetable from the sea are our sea vegetables. Today I want to share with you dulse and also wakame. So this is dulse here, and it has a really nice, kind of a smoky flavor, and it has already been dried. Now you can put this right into your soups and your salads. And here we have wakame. Wakame is really good. It's very high in iodine, as is most sea vegetables. Wakame can be added again to your soups. I like to add it to pâtés when I am making like a sea vegetable pâté or mock tuna pâté. You have to have that wakame in there to give it a really authentic flavor. Because with vegetarian cooking, many times we are mimicking other flavors, flavors of the sea. So sea vegetables come from the sea. They're as natural as possible. They're very, very nutritious. So start to incorporate these things into your diet.
Okay, hello family. I'm Murli here, and welcome back to Old School Vegan. We're going to talk about these basic pantry items, and these are must-haves. Let's go over our vinegars. A lot of people don't like to use vinegars, but vinegars are really, really good for adding flavor, probiotic, prebiotic. And some of the vinegars that we like to use are brown rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and then we have these beautiful artesian vinegars made by Julia's Good Medicine. I just gave a plug for our dear friend Julia. And this is an Italian rosemary balsamic vinegar. And then we have a lavender raspberry. So you can go so many directions with vinegars, and they do help us with our digestion and with getting some good bacteria in us. And they are fermented products. And then we have our oils. Oils are essential to getting good fat in you, getting our necessary energy foods. Some of the oils that we like to use are avocado oil, olive oil, and we'll talk about these various olive oils, flavored olive oils. This is infused olive oils, MCT, which is medium chain triglycerides. That's a big name going on right now. Does it have any MCT? And most people don't know what that means. And in essence, triglycerides are fatty acids which clump into threes, hence the name tri. And our medium chain or MCTs usually are in coconut oil, and that's why it's a big thing right now. So this is our MCT, and we have your basic extra virgin coconut oil, some sesame oil, flaxseed oil. Oh my goodness, this is really excellent for digestion, cleansing the blood, getting some good fat to the brain. Some of our sweeteners that we really want to concentrate on, because most of us are stuck on using refined sugars. Now, any sweetener that's in a container is going to have some processing done. So don't get yourself all confused or mixed up about its process. Is it over processed? Everything in a container is going to be processed. Maple syrup, it's processed. It has to go through a procedure to get it to remain stable. This is date syrup. Some xylitol. Most people don't know what xylitol is. It's either made of corn or birch bark, and we prefer the birch bark. Less of the GMOs can get into your food products. Corn, there's a lot of GMO corn, and we won't get into that, but agave nectar. We have stevia. We have coconut sugar. And what you should do is go by your body. Try some of these sweeteners, and when you see how your body feels with them, use them. You can always use dates, raisins, dried fruits as your sweeteners. Once we dry fruits, their sugar content becomes concentrated, and thus giving it a higher sweetness. These are our basics, and you got to have them. We'll go over some more of these as we use them, just to give you some insight on what they mean, and you don't have to Google everything. You can come right here to Old School Vegan and get your knowledge. Thank you, family.
Another big part of our pantry as vegans is whole grains. Many of us love our rice, and most of us eat white rice. But white rice is not a whole food. It has been processed. So you're not getting as much nutrition as you would if you had, say, brown rice or red rice or black rice. Any of those rices are whole grains. But I want to talk to you today about some little known whole grains, or some different grains that are delicious, have great flavor, and that are whole. One of those is buckwheat. Now, buckwheat has a really nice nutty flavor, and it's something that you can soak. It's something that you can sprout. You can use it to make breads. You can process it down into a flour by putting it in your blender or food processor. So that's something that you really want to think about adding to your diet. Instead of reaching for that rice, reach for that buckwheat. You can use it like oats to make an oatmeal. You can use it to have with your vegetables. You can use it for bread. So it's a very, very versatile grain. Also, we have millet, and millet is the most alkaline of all grains. So what do I mean by alkaline? So most of the time when you're making rice or you're making any kind of a grain, you're adding salt to it to kind of neutralize the acidity. But with millet, you don't need to do that. And again, millet, if you dry roast it in a pan first, it has a wonderful flavor. And then you just cook it just like you would rice. So those are two things that you can just start to play around with and see how you like it. The other thing is oats. We use oats a lot in our desserts. We make oat flour, or you're having oatmeal, or if you're making cookies and things like that, you might try using oats. And then you can also mix that with some buckwheat flour. So instead of using your regular whole wheat flour or white flour, then you can start to mix some of these grains. The other thing that I love to include in my smoothies and teas are our superfoods. And I think with the superfoods, you can get a little bit crazy, so it's really nice to kind of focus on a few basic things. And the best one for me is the spirulina. Spirulina's been around for a long time. It's a blue-green algae, and it has lots of nutrition in it. It's very balanced food. It has protein. You're going to get some of your fats. It has vitamins, and it has minerals. So spirulina is very good as a supplement to take when you think that maybe you're not getting all the nutrition that you could be getting. Or in the powder form, you could always add it to your smoothies. You only need a little bit. I know many people that bake with their spirulina. It has a beautiful blue-green color. So it's a very versatile product. The other one is chlorella. Chlorella is chlorophyll. So it's very good, particularly right now, to be taking chlorella. This is liquid chlorella, and this is it combined with the spirulina to just add more chlorophyll. Helps us to get more oxygen into the body. And also our powders of our mushrooms. This one is cordyceps, but all of the mushroom powders like reishi and miyake and maitake mushrooms are very good for you. So any combination of those powders are wonderful, and you can add in some of the dulse vegetables with your mushroom powders, and it's really good, sort of like a supplement, something to add to your teas to give you more of a boost. So check it out in your grocery store and just begin to add those things to your pantry items.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
To Old School Vegan.